5 seconds after I walk out.
Thanks, Joe. Are we doing promos for change? Ah, that's so good.
Yes.
Yes.
Sponsored by.
Alright.
Alright, you guys ready?
Super.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Alright, so today's topic we're going to be talking about dual relationships in the workplace. And there's so many different aspects to dual relationships when it comes to sponsoring guys, when it comes to relationships with our coworkers. But specifically what I want to talk about today and what I want to cover on dual relationships is the relationships that we have being peer supports or any type of worker that have a counselor, a therapist, or anyone in our company, but our experience with dual relationships with the clients, right? If we've known them before, if they're a family member, if we've had previous history that existed before they come into the program, or what happens when they graduate outside of the program. And again, we all work in the field, and so I think it's important for everyone to hear relevant, because it's a blurred line at times, especially when family members need help, especially when friends need help. They call us, and we have the ability to get them into places, and the majority of the places we work at or we know, and so that line is there. So how do we handle dual relationships when a client comes into our facility that we've had previous history with? Who wants to start off and talk about their experience?
I'll start that off. So the first thing, I have an obligation. If I know someone from the past, I need to let my immediate supervisor know, and I need to not be involved in their service plan. You know, it's challenging because we all have friends, we all have people in the community that struggle with some of the same things we struggle with, and they do see us when we have some recovery under our belt. They see us maybe as a bit of a role model, and so they'll look to us to set examples for them. And so maybe they come into the place that we work, and you know they're looking for some help, and it's difficult, but we really have to set up firm boundaries in regards to that. We can't be involved in case plans. We have to put that to the next guy.
And I think it's so important because the boundary aspect in recovery, I mean, it's such a gray area when we share our experience with them, when we get personal. We spend a lot of time with our clients. I had a guy that one of my friends is his sponsor, and now I have him in my facility, and their favorite thing to do is now they think that because I know their sponsor, they're going to get their curfew is going to be like, they're going to be able to miss groups, they're going to be able to sleep in, I'm going to do this for them. And staff splitting is their favorite thing to do. They got mom and they got dad.
Yes.
And dad's going to say, no, I'm going to go talk to mom. Well, I know mom from previously, so mom's going to say yes. So I think it's something that definitely needs to be talked about and definitely needs to be addressed. What's your experience with dual relationships?
You know, kind of a lot like you were talking about, where we're out in the recovery community, separate from our job, right? And individuals are seeing us and how we're operating and how we're living our lives, so they gravitate towards that. You use the word role model; they look at it as a role model. And then that translates into where we're working in peer services, and specifically in the environment that I work in, where I work with people getting released from prison.
It's a reentry facility.
Yeah, it's a reentry facility. So a large part of that population I know. I've had past experience with. Now I have gone to the people that ask these questions, and you're right, I can't be part of their service plan, but I can sure be a peer. And I can sure listen, and I can sure be a role model, because that's what we're there for. And knowing that, and knowing my role is important. Going back to what is the role of a peer support specialist, I'm not a drug and alcohol counselor.
Right.
Everybody gets in this field and they think they're drug counselor, but we're not. I'm a peer. I listen, I'd be able to be that role model, but again, I can't be part of those case plans. And then definitely leaving the facility, right? For the people that are meeting makers and go to meetings or in any type of recovery program, I have to walk that line as well, because I can't cross that ethical boundary. And there's been many times when I call somebody up like Jason, hey, I have this guy that I'd like you to talk to, and have to know my role, that I can't take on those responsibilities because it's not healthy, number one, and number two, ethically, it's not right at times. So I have to make those decisions, and I have to be okay to be able to put my ego in check and pass that stuff off to the right people.
And so it makes it easier, and what you said is, you know, as peer supports, we're not counselors, and we shouldn't be really involved in their treatment plan anyways, but depending on where you work, sometimes you do case management, sometimes you're doing treatment plans, you're teaching groups, you're doing all these things, and you're kind of forced into that. but we're there to walk side by side with them along their journey, and like you said, meet them where they're at previously. And so that's what's important, to be that shining light that they know they can go to, and sometimes knowing them previously, but I think the most important thing is letting everybody that you work with that's associated with the company, that you know them. So everybody's aware, they know, this way they're not trying to pull a fast one, because any chance they get, that's what they want to do. What's your experience with dual relationships in the workplace?
Well, me personally, I found as a woman, your yes has to be yes, your no has to be no.
Sure.
And if I give leadway for a maybe and they run with it, it's all disaster. I have to make sure that I stand firm in what I believe and what I'm trying to be my message, because I am a role model. I'm in a position where we are peers, but I have a little bit more of a role model situation where there's more responsibility. I have to make sure that I'm doing the next right thing so that you're able to do the next right thing. And with dual relationships, I found it empowering for a client of mine that comes in and that's known me from my past, where I've been flaky, I've lied, I've never followed through with what I was doing, and they see me in this role and they're like, maybe I can test the waters, but then when I step up with my firm, that's not gonna happen, I'm just gonna let you know, I'm here to be alongside you, I'm not here to give you loopholes, give you any extras, or even open these doors so that you can give an excuse for why you can do something. Because in reality, I have to walk the walk. I have to do what I say I'm gonna do, otherwise I'm not a role model. So I feel like you really have to set up those boundaries, like you said, they're very, very important.
Yeah, the boundaries, we can talk and we continuously talk about boundaries, and I know at all of our workplaces it's a continuous meeting that we have when we do staffing. We're always talking about the boundaries we have. But what I liked about what you said is, no is a complete sentence. Yeah. No is a complete sentence. It's no. That's a complete sentence, and I don't have to explain myself. It's a no. But a lot of times when we think about dual relationships, when we hear it or when we're going to talk about it, we automatically perceive it to be negative, right? I think done in a healthy way, following the ethics, speaking about it, notifying everyone, that like you said, we can be that visual proof to them if they've known us previously before they entered, they've seen it, they knew how bad we were, that we're not that person, the way we look, the tone of our voice, the look in our eye, how high we hold our head, we become visual proof to them that they can do it too. So I think it could definitely be a positive thing as well. So I appreciate everyone coming on today and showing up to speak about this and sharing your experience with it, because that's what it's all about, is seeing, because we know the specifics, the definitions, the protocols, but what really happens in the workplace is a whole nother ballgame. So getting that out there for everyone I think is extremely important. So thanks for being here today, guys.
Sure.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, Jason. I really like